I don't know. I'm trying to get some headshots or something. Make my face cam like super big. Make that a little bit bigger. Oh yeah.
There are only a few moments in NBA
The Luka Dončić trade scandal just took a dark turn.
history so shocking that fans remember exactly where they were when they heard the news. February 1st was one of those moments.
Wait, what did you say? Oh, come on.
February.
Yes, this is real. Sources tell us to be in full trade. Oh yeah, Luka, Max Kelber, Kif Morris, Anthony Davis, Max Christie, 2029 for LAL first pick, 2025 Clippers second, 2025 Mavericks second.
February 1st was one of those moments.
The Lakers just got Luka Dončić.
No, they didn't.
Is this Ice Cube's fucking kid, bro?
The league was shaken to its core when Luka Dončić was traded to the Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis. The backlash was instant. Fans were stunned. Analysts were left scrambling for answers. And even Mavericks legend Dirk Nowitzki was caught completely off guard by this trade.
Yeah, just really couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
This trade defied all logic.
Luka.
I mean, Luka was fresh off a historic season, putting up numbers that even surpassed LeBron James's best MVP years.
No way.
In
Luka
2
is
decades
crazy,
of
bro.
following the NBA, I've never seen a trade this outrageous, this controversial, or this downright scandalous. And let's be real, neither has anyone else.
Is this fake?
It's fake.
Did he get hacked?
There's zero chance. And everyone's freaking out about it.
But honestly,
Did he do that behind the back?
Scandalous. And let's be real.
Oh, that's so cold.
Neither has anyone else.
This gotta be
Bucket.
fake.
That's
It's
crazy.
fake.
hacked?
There's zero chance. And everyone's
He just
freaking
shook his
out
hand
about
like,
it.
yep.
But honestly, how funny would that be?
After the initial chaos, the dust settled. It was official.
Like they thought it was fake.
But honestly,
There's zero chance. And everyone's freaking out about it.
but honestly, how funny would that be?
After the initial chaos, the dust settled. It was official. Luka Dončić was a Laker. And that was the end of the story. Or so we thought.
By the way, the smear campaign continues with Luka Dončić.
Oh man, my nose is really itchy.
For some reason, even after the trade, the Dallas Mavericks refused to just move on and focus on their future. Instead, they launched a smear campaign against Luka, calling him out of shape, questioning his work ethic, and
Yeah, I saw
his
that.
character.
They talked about he was in love with the hookah, calling him hookah.
The
Dončić.
hookah.
And they were predicting his basketball demise.
Why are the Mavericks turning on their former superstar? Why are the Mavericks making an already disastrous situation even worse?
Yeah,
And
true,
could this
actually.
feud get even uglier? Well, in today's video, we're breaking down the full aftermath
Excuse
of the
me.
Luka Dončić trade scandal and how it just took a dark turn.
So the bottom line is Mavs brass said Luka put the slow in Slovenia and the Slav in Slavic. He was just
The
a
slow in
fat with the
Slovenia.
legs.
That's kind of funny.
If you're 270 pounds.
That's kind of funny. Character assassination.
You want to hear something hilarious? Ben Simmons is the poster boy for turning DNPs into a lifestyle.
D what?
Zion Williamson is the definition of an unstoppable force until it's dinner time. And Paul George is the podcaster who convinced the 76ers to pay him $200 million for guest appearances on the court.
Paul George is an embarrassment to the sport of basketball. And I genuinely mean that.
Is that an Irish guy or
There are plenty of players NBA
Yeah, he's
teams
Irish,
could
right? I've never seen an
publicly
Irish
humiliated for
basketball
their attitude,
fan.
their effort, or their impact on winning. And honestly, fans wouldn't have even cared because in most cases, they'd be right.
That's crazy. He's missed almost half the
But
games.
instead, the player they chose to drag through the mud, the one they called
Damn,
fat,
he kind of clean.
but instead-
Whoa. Kind of clean with that double-breasted, bro. Man, he needs a kind of like a tie or something. It's a little too casual with this fancy of a suit. But you're looking kind of fresh, you know.
the player they chose to drag through the mud, the one they called fat, the one they accused of bad work ethic, was the same guy who just averaged 34, 9, and 9, led his team to the NBA Finals, and gave everything to that franchise.
That's a crazy average. 34, 9, and 9. That's crazy.
The step back three. You bet.
A stat line like that isn't just elite. It's historic. It's the NBA version of Connor McDavid torching defenses.
Connor who?
Patrick Mahomes carving up the secondary. Or Shohei Ohtani dominating as
Bang.
both an ace pitcher and a power hitter. Yet, instead of celebrating Luka's greatness, the Mavericks sent him packing, then dragged his name through the mud. I mean, the new Mavericks owner, Patrick Dumont, publicly questioned Luka's work ethic, basically saying he doesn't work hard enough to deserve a spot on the team.
But what I had a hard time with was him trying to kick Luka on the way out, disrespecting him every step of the way.
But the smear campaign wasn't over yet. In a recent article from The Athletic, sources
recent?
within the Mavericks organization, likely Patrick Dumont and Nico Harrison, allegedly called Luka lazy, ripped into his weight issues, and even took shots at his social habits, like beer and hookah. And if that wasn't enough, they flat out predicted his downfall within the next 5 years. Word
That's crazy.
for word.
They came out and they just, basically just said, hey, look, this guy here is an alcoholic.
Instead of showing gratitude for making the
Is
Mavericks
he?
relevant over the past half-decade, logging more minutes than anyone in the league last season, and leading them to the 2024 NBA Finals, they dropped this hit piece? This isn't just low. It's a full-on disgrace. People across
The way he
league,
looked at him was
including
funny
NBA
as hell.
media, are calling them out for it. Rachel Nichols recently took to X and summed it up perfectly. I don't get why the Mavs are sharing this stuff. All this talk is going to make Dallas look even worse. Say less. And when Markieff Morris was asked about Luka's conditioning, he had this to say.
I hear stuff about him not being in shape, but if you could go in an NBA game and get 30, 15, and 10 like it's nothing, then I don't really know what shape is.
True. True.
Another shameless smear campaign the Mavericks pulled off against Luka was when they got a reporter to go on ESPN and claim that his weight had ballooned to 270 pounds.
At this point in time, he is rumored to be the 7th heaviest NBA player in the league.
As a diehard NBA fan who tracks every random stat imaginable, the moment I heard 270 pounds, I thought, wait, seriously?
He doesn't look like it.
So let's put that number into perspective. This is a list of the heaviest NBA players according to 2K. Now, 2K isn't gospel, but it's usually right in the ballpark, so let's roll with it. At the top, you've got Zach Edey at 305 pounds, Jusuf Nurkic at 290, and right behind them at number 3, Nikola Jokic, listed at
He's a big boy.
284.
He is a big boy.
So, we're supposed to believe...
Jesus, his
6'7"
overall is a 98. Wow.
Luka is only 14 pounds lighter than a 7-foot Jokic? Yeah, okay. Come on. If they're going to make something up, at least make it somewhat believable.
When I looked at this press conference, he didn't look 270 to me. I know what 270 looked like. 270 looked like that right there. It don't look like that.
Why are you calling him out on
no
national
one was
TV,
buying that
brother?
270-pound nonsense. I mean, the moment he landed in LA, he looked like his usual 230, 240-pound frame, nothing close to 270. Even the Lakers' official website has him listed at 230. And even Anthony Edwards didn't hold back, calling it out right away.
He didn't look 270 to me.
And the fans? Yeah, they weren't buying it either. If he is 270, Zion was 575 last offseason.
True. That's
if he's fat, then I don't know what to call real fat people. 270 my ass, Nico. What a clown. The math never added up, and neither did the story.
Zion,
this man is not 270. So somebody with the Mavs is lying.
Editing Luka out of videos.
Have you ever seen a photo where someone was edited out and thought, wow, that's pretty cringe? Well, that's exactly what the Mavericks just did.
There is highlights from when Luka Dončić was still on the team. And you guys won't believe this. They censored him.
How do you
They
censor?
recently
How?
dropped a hype video, and if you watch closely, you'll notice certain players blacked out with a Dallas Mavericks logo covering them.
No way.
Yeah, they actually tried to edit out Luka, basically erasing him from the team's history.
What is that laugh, bro?
This
Stop.
is beyond embarrassing. So petty. So cringe. Like, what are you even doing?
There's not other pictures, videos that you could get? You have to censor him out?
Yeah, true.
The Mavericks did try to explain this away, possibly by paying a former employee to claim it was just standard procedure. But here's the thing. Maxi Kleber, another former player, was also in the video. So if this was really standard procedure, why was Maxi still there? The inconsistencies only made fans more frustrated, and when they caught wind of this, their reaction was clear.
That's kind of crazy,
Disgusting
actually.
gesture for the man who led you to the finals.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
God, I hate how much I hate the team I used to love. Absolute joke of an organization Nico and the Adelsons have turned this into. Every day, I find myself more and more embarrassed that I supported this franchise for 25 plus years. The Mavericks didn't just edit Luka out. They edited out their own dignity and whatever credibility they had left.
Not
Here's
trade.
what I don't get about
What they
this
should have done is not traded him in the first place.
whole scandal. If the Mavericks were truly concerned about Luka's weight, his so-called laziness, or his work ethic, why didn't they just sit down and have an honest heart-to-heart conversation with him? Nico didn't have to do it. Patrick Dumont didn't have to do it.
Guy looks like an
Did they forget
asshole.
They still have
Looks
Mavericks
like an
legend
ass-
Dirk
Look at this guy. He
Patrick
looks like the
Dumont
biggest
didn't have to do it.
prick.
But did they
Ugh.
forget they still have Mavericks legend Dirk Nowitzki on staff as a part-time advisor? They easily could have had Dirk sit down with Luka, lay it all out, and tell him straight up, look, a max contract isn't coming unless you make some changes.
What's a
could have been
max
handled
contract?
Quietly, professionally, in the offseason, but they didn't. Instead, Luka was completely blindsided. And even after trading him, why are they still going out of their way to slander his name?
So they don't
The
look.
NBA
The
claimed-
reason they're doing that is so they don't look like they just made the dumbest trade of all time. That's why. It's like if you like trade like Messi or Ronaldo in like their prime for like fucking Benzema or fucking, you know what I mean? Like someone like
To care about its players, its communities, its values.
they look like complete
So why is a
idiots.
team
That's
acting
why they.
to
That's
slander
why
a
they're.
superstar
That's why
who's
they're
done
smearing
nothing
his
but
name.
Give his all to an organization, a player who almost carried them to a championship. What kind of message does that send? That it's okay to assassinate a man's character just because he's no longer on your team? That once you're gone, your reputation is fair game?
I mean, bro, if you think about it, they had to have been beefing or something. Like something had to go on behind the scenes for them, like to just kind of like, just like I don't know, trade him like that. That's a crazy trade, dude. More lies.
2 more lies have been exposed recently.
When did this video come out? Oh, 2 days ago. It's pretty recent.
Remember when Nico Harrison claimed that the Luka trade was strictly between him and Rob Pelinka? Well, now his story has completely changed.
Reportedly, Nico Harrison reached out to Minnesota to propose a trade involving Luka for Anthony Edwards, but
Really?
was rejected.
Really? They rejected an Anthony Edwards Luka trade? I don't think Anthony Edwards is as good as Luka.
So, was this just another flat-out lie from Nico and the Mavericks organization? Honestly, at this point, does it even matter? Because we all know the truth.
How is this guy still the GM after doing that? Like, that's crazy.
Honestly, at this point, does it even matter? Because we all know the truth. This trade was a scam.
Yeah. But they scammed themselves. That's the biggest thing.
Exactly a lie. You remember when I said they predicted Luka's demise within 5 years because of health concerns? Now,
AD literally get injured like a week or 2 weeks after?
I have nothing against Anthony Davis. He's a great player and a stand-up guy. But let's be real. He's 31 years old.
Yeah, and he's 31.
Right before the trade.
Right.
Got injured again right after the trade. Has a history of injuries.
That's crazy.
We call him made of glass.
You don't trade a 25-year-old MVP candidate in his prime for a 32-year-old made of glass?
True.
So
I mean, I wouldn't say made of
where
glass.
Exactly do the Mavericks think Davis will be in 5 years?
Just laugh.
At this point, it's not just lies. It's an entire cover-up. And if you're still wondering just how deep this rabbit hole goes with the Dallas Mavericks and this whole trade scam, you need to watch this next video.
Honestly, that wasn't like that as good of a video as I thought it was going to be. I mean, they kind of just like recap. I mean, everyone knew about it. Like, oh, they called him fat and like lazy and all that. Like, we've been known that. You know what I mean? Anyway, good video though. Check out Hoop Reports. Really informative. See you on the next one, baby.